Okay, so guys, just one more time. Okay, a couple of things that I really do need you to, it would probably, okay, I love saying this word. I mean, like, truly, I'm such a nerd. Behoove. It would probably behoove you, like, as in, good deal for you. It would probably be good of you to, instead of be good of you, that's why you just say behoove. It's so much easier. It would probably behoove you to write this stuff down just one time somewhere on your notes or something, okay? So, shh. All right. So the first thing that I want to point out that if, guys, if, big old fat if you get a calculator that is not yours permanently, so if you borrow a calculator at any time, now that also includes, like I'm saying, those of you who use your calculator, who bring one permanently, if you ever leave it at home, you would have to do this, okay? So it might behoove you to write it down as well. But now, guys, I'm going to tell you, because I have different calculators in here, all right? So, for instance, the blue calculators, you hit second program. Mahaley's and my calculators, we hit second 0 to get to catalog, okay? So I'm just going to say hit second and get to catalog, okay? Because, like I said, it depends on what calculator you have, and I don't want somebody over there hitting second 0 when that's not going to get you anything, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. So you're going to, second. Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you. I'm saying second, and then I'm just putting, this is going to be stupid. So this is going to be button or but. Oh, I fit it sort of. All right. So second and whatever button you need to hit to get to catalog.
But for us, for the blue one, it's second.
Yes, for you guys, for blue, it would be second program. For Mahaley and yellow calculators, it would be second 0. Okay, so you write in whichever one you would be. Okay. All right. So once again, if you're a blue calculator, second program. If you are yellow or TI-84 type calculator, you are going to hit second 0. Okay. Now, once you do there, this little arrow comes up, but it's black. You're going to go down to diagnostic on. That's just unfortunate. Maybe that's why I found it. All right, just give this one back. Sorry. Oh, well, that was very nice of him. Enter. No. Enter. Okay. It should say done. All right. So it should say done. Now.
What does it say besides second?
Button.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so I know I've written a lot of notes, but that's because so this one you would only have to do once with the calculator that you're using, okay? So you would only have to do that once. Do the second, whatever gets you to catalog, go to diagnostic on, hit enter, and it'll say done, okay? Now, once you've done that, now, just a reminder, other things that it would probably be good of you to write down. When you go to list, okay, and once again, why am I looking on the wrong calculator? Oh, that's right. Mahaley has mine too now. Okay, so Mahaley, for yours, okay, so the blue calculator, all right, if you look on Hayes, the blue calculator, Hayes, show her where the list button is. Do you see how it's right under the delete button?
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Mahaley, do you see how his button says list and above it says stat? Your button is reversed. Okay, it's in the same spot reversed. So you're going to have to hit second stat to get to your list. Okay, they have to hit second list to get to their stat. It just depends. Okay. Now, guys, remember, this is how. So to put in your data. So this is how you go to put in your data. You get to list. All right. Your L sub 1 is your X values, and then your L sub 2s are your Y values when you hit list. Does everybody remember that? Okay, it's okay. I'm going to pull it up again, so don't freak out. It's just a lot to cover. Control C. All right, you need that. All right, now, and then finally, guys, you might want to write down somewhere to clear lists. All right, Mahaley, let me make sure this works for you. Nope, it's not going to work for you.
Do we need to write the one down for stat?
No, not yet. Okay. All right. So everybody else, Mahaley, not you. You just write clear list and wait. Everybody else, for clear list on the blue calculator, you'd hit second 06, enter. Okay. So you might want to write that down if you hadn't already. Mahaley, to clear, so that you don't have to clear all the data that you've entered so you can put in new data, you are going to hit second plus sign. Do you see how it says mem above it? Okay, so you would hit second plus sign. And then once you do, number 4 says clear all lists. Do you see that? Okay, go ahead and hit second plus sign.
Okay.
Do you see? Okay, so write down 4 because all you got to do is hit 4 and it's going to pull it up. And then you would hit enter. Okay, so that's how you are going to be able to do separate problems. Okay, now, guys, I want everybody to go in and clear all lists. Everybody to go in and hit clear all lists. Good job. Okay, now we've already, and here's the reason, we've already done this problem. We started it and didn't get to finish it. So I want to pretend like it's a brand new problem just to remind you how to do everything. Okay. Okay. So we have those 3 things written down. Super important. Okay. Now we're going to go over to this problem right here. This is where we were. Now I want you to go to your list. Remember how to get there. All right. Go to your list. I want you to type in. Remember, guys, your rank is your X values. So that's your X value. But, guys, your X values continue over here. It's to the table. So your L1 list is going to go from 1 to 10. And then your L2 list, your Y values, are going to go from 210 to 132. Where you been, bud? Where you been? Okay. All right. So go ahead and put in those lists. Trey, you should just be able to pull up your calculator list and make sure that's still in there because this was the last problem we did. All right, does everybody have the list in there?
Almost.
It's really important that you pay attention to this, guys.
I got it.
All right. All right, so guys, I need everybody, now that you've had your list, this is going to be for everybody. All right. Yep, it's in the same spot. So everybody, when it asks you to graph, okay, and I'm going to write this down, okay, when it asks you to graph, you're always going to look at your list. You're going to hit window. It's the top second one. All the top things deals exclusively with graphing. Okay. Yep. Just hit the window button, and a whole lot of stuff's going to come up. X-min, X-max, blah blah blah. Now listen, guys. I need everybody to listen to me because you're going to have to do this on your own. Okay. And that's why it's super important you listen to me. All right, y'all. They told you and hopefully this is going to make sense so that you can do it on your own. But if you look at your X values, it goes from 1 to 10, right? Do you notice there are no negative X values? Okay. So your window, don't write this down. Your window normally goes from -10 to +10. And I really wish I could show you mine because it does. But the thing is there's no reason to have negatives on here, right? Okay, so that's why if you look, the X minimum is 0. Now, I will tell you, they said make the maximum at 16. Guys, if you were only graphing, and the reason they said go to 16 is because something later we're going to do goes up to 15, okay? But if you were only supposed to graph it, obviously you would have to go from like 0 to 10. You see what I'm saying? But because normally they want you to go a little bit farther, go from like 0 to 15 or 0 to whatever. But this one says that they want your X-min to be 0 and your X-max to be 16. Okay? Some of you might already have that in there from last time because it normally doesn't clear that out. Okay? Now, guys, look, the scale factor, just ignore the triangle X, okay, and the triangle Y. You're never going to mess with that. It automatically adjusts based on what you put in. Your scale factor, guys, look, your scale factor is saying what I need each one to go up by on my graph. Well, it's pretty easy to get there by ones, to include 0 to 10 through ones, right? So that's why our X scale factor is 1, okay? But I want you to look at my Ys, guys. And once again, the reason they did the Y min is 75 is for you to see something later. So the Y min is 75. The Y max is 225. Okay. And like I said, they did the Y max as 225 because you always want to go a little bit above what your highest number is. Okay. And like I said, hopefully you can see this pattern. You see how it started at 210, but then every time your X goes up, your Y is getting smaller. Okay, well, what they're going to do is they're going to tell you to trace something to where X is 15, which is why they needed a smaller Y. They needed to be able to go to 75 so you could trace it. I will tell you what to make your min and max when I'm asking that. Okay, so all you'll have to do is put this stuff in. Okay, but I just still want it to make sense to you. Now, guys, the scale factor, it does not make sense to go up on my Y-axis by ones. It does not make sense to go by ones because I have to go from 75 to 225. That does not make sense, right? Which is why my scale factor is 50s. Does that make sense why they picked a bigger scale factor for your Y-axis? Because the range is so much bigger. Okay? So hopefully you have X min is 0, X max is 16. Your X scale factor is 1. Your Y min is 75. Your Y max is 225. And your Y scale factor is 50. Now, boys and girls, let me tell you this, and I really need you to listen. If you were graphing a regular line, your line would look all kind of jacked up on this. All right? If you were graphing a regular line, which I am going to show you how to do eventually, you would have to go back and change things to like your Y scale factor would need to be 1. You see what I'm saying? Because otherwise you would not be able to tell anything. All right, so does everybody have their windows correct? Okay, now you should be able to hit graph and see this show up in your window. If not, bring your calculator here.
It didn't work. Did you change stuff? Did you put graph?
Oh God, yours was... Yours was all messed up. I remember now.
I picked them with the ball. But you were in my way.
Put in the list again.
That would have been a good thing if you were in the way.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do all that again.
You were in the way. Why are you
I'm putting
running
this in real quick.
towards me?
Shh. All right, I've reset your window, so it's good to go. So you should be able to just put your list in and then hit graph, and it should show up. Okay, what's up?
Yeah, like mine just was like a line that I put everything right.
It's
My brace is just crying.
sure.
It didn't even go in.
That's fine. It needs to be on.
Just a little bit more.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, you're gonna have to keep this calculator, okay? Just so you know. All right. Because all right, plot. Because I have to do this every time when you get a new one. All right. Fit. Graph. Plot. Yep. You're going to keep this calculator, so this will get fixed. No. Graph. Did you put in the list? Okay, you don't have anything in your list. You have to put some stuff in your list. Okay, so, and I'll help you after this if this.
What happens if nothing shows up?
What are you talking about? I just did it for you.
No, the docs don't show up.
If you don't see how many have that.
There you go.
Thank you.
All right. You're fine. You just. Okay. You did that. I told you to come up here.
Okay.
Second.
Yeah, my sound was
Off. You gotta turn it on.
Huh? Public screen.
Graph. Why is it doing this? Second list. No.
What was the step with the graphic data? You wait. What?
Did you get to put in this list?
I don't know.
You haven't been doing it?
Well, I've been watching the videos. I just haven't like gone to this part yet.
You know what they call that?
Okay.
What?
I know I did this. Okay. Okay. You're gonna have to hit stat edit and then put it in like that. Okay. So you put it in like that and then hit graph. All right. Okay, guys. All right. So.
My mom's at a funeral and my dad's at a but there's not one at the office, so can I just
Yeah, I'm gonna send you a nurse.
Just finish for if it works, just do it again and see if it works.
I did. I've done it multiple times.
Okay, for real. All right. Come on. Hurry up.
I've done the list.
Okay, well, you got to get the list right before I can do it. Okay. Guys, everybody should have these boxes up. Hayes, once you do that, just come to me, okay, babe? Like, don't wait, just come up. All right, so everybody should have these boxes up. Now, except for Haley. I know you're doing your thing, babe. All right, now I need everybody so we're all here. Now, I need everybody to go to stat. Not you. You're still.
I'm still trying to get the list.
Do we press the
second
list?
Yeah, it's second list. You got to get to stat. You're going to scroll down to Mead, and hit enter.
Is there any wait? Scroll over to Cal.
It says, yeah, calc, and then Mead.
Oh.
MED.
Can you go back to the list?
Not right now.
I got the list.
Just look on with somebody for real quick, baby.
That's what she means.
Stat, calc, Mead. All right, so what should come up? It should say, hey, hold on. It should tell you, y'all, stat is second list. We got to use the brains. We got this.
So second list.
And then Mead, and you hit, and it'll come up and it'll say what it says. Guys, when you do that, I have faith in us. We can do this. It's going to say y equals ax plus b. Then it says, hey, your a, which is your slope, guys, is -9. And your b, which is your y-intercept, is 209.5. Now, okay, now I need everybody to pay attention. I want everybody to hit the y equals. It's the very first button on top left, y equals. Does everybody see it? Okay, you are going to hit, because it already says y, it says y sub 1 equals. You are going to type in -9. Has everybody typed in y -9? Now, guys, I need you to find your X button. It's the one under the simplify button. It's in the left column, and it looks like an X because it's an X. If you're putting in to graph an X, you got to do that. Okay, so then the X one's going to come up. So -9X should be there. And then you're going to say plus 209.5.
So press the X button and then put plus 200.
Yep.
No, I'll pull it down with her.
And I press enter or sleep.
Okay, now you can just leave it. If you press enter, it's just going to take you down one. It's not going to matter. Okay, now, guys, ta-da, you're going to hit the graph button again.
Whoa, the staircase. It says error. It was just like, I don't know. I hate graph. Whoa, the big staircase.
I promise you had to do something wrong. Come here.
One thing. I'm gonna go down to oh, yeah. I was supposed to line up.
Okay, 1, this shouldn't be there. -9 plus.
Well, the after one more time. If you graph it right.
Baby, that's not a not negative. That's a subtract sign.
My bad. Wait, where's negative? Hey, where's the negative? Okay.
Baby, you didn't put an X in. No, look, that's a -9 plus. You didn't put any X. You have to put the X.
Oh. Sorry.
It's all right. All right.
Thank you.
Oh, Lord. Okay. Now, guys, that is your median fit, your line of best fit for that. Okay, that is your line of best fit for that. So, I'm not even going to show you how to do the next thing because it's just going to confuse you. If we get to this, we're good. Okay, so guys, I want you to use that equation and make a prediction. Why is this not? Oh, it's in Y. Make a prediction for what your Y would be when X is 15. So how would I do that on my calculator? You can go ahead and hit second quit.
15 and for X.
Hit second quit, and it will take you back to your regular screen. Second, it's mode. Second mode. They're right beside each other. All right, so then I want to make a prediction when X is 15. So in my calculator, I'm just going to say -9 times 15 plus 209.5. Yes, you're just going to have to tell me the number in a minute, but not now.
And can I just keep this for this lesson?
For this lesson.
Or like whenever we're done with like this.
Okay. Yeah, hit enter, honey. It's a problem.
74.5.
Okay, and you should have gotten something like 74.5.
What? Yeah. I got -9.
-9 times 15.
That's not the right button.
You should have gotten 74.5. Now, the reason I had shown you that, because if you graph the line of best fit, you can actually hit the trace button, and like on your graph, you can hit the trace button and get on the graph with your values and go to X equals 15, and it'll tell you the Y, but that we're just abandoning that ship. Okay. So, oh God. Okay. We're going to focus on not even plotting or anything like that, because I don't think it would be great. So we are going to, here's what we're going to do. Let's look at this problem. Okay. So first of all, we need to clear the lists. Okay. So look, you should have written down how to clear the list.
Okay.
All right. Mahaley, you want to come sit by me, babe? I just know you're the only one that's out there, so come here. We'll snuggle.
So this one, can we do 0, 0, 0, 1?
So it's
Okay. Yes, because good job. Now, Marin said, hey, on this one for our X values, can you do 0, 0, 0, 1, or you could just do 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, because it's not going before 2000. You see what I'm saying? If it was using 1999, then you couldn't do that because 99 would look bigger than 2000. All right. So yes. So you're going to go through. All right. So clear all this. All right. You've done that. All right. So then you're going to go to stat.
Huh?
Not you.
No.
And then because it says, so your things, you can just use 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it goes to 9, right? 7, 8, 9. And then go arrow over. And you're going to put in 10, 20, enter. 115, enter. Okay. So go ahead and do that for now. Because I have to do this too.
Press 2025.
right, remember your L1 and L2 should be even. Okay, you shouldn't have more in one column than the other. If so, something's messed up.
That's a lot of money.
Okay, just give me a second. Okay. Now, all right, I'm just giving everybody time.
Thank you. I'm a very slow typer. That's the last one. Yeah, not really time. I think.
Okay,
Shut up, Siri.
alrighty.
1690.
Can you make that sound?
All right, so guys, all right, listen to me. I know some of you do not do this well, so I need everybody to pay attention. You have to read up here. It tells you what kind of line to pick. Remember, we did linear regressions and we did the mean. Median is median, okay? So, guys, once you've got your list in, you're going to go to your stat. Okay. You're going to go to your stat and get your median fit line. Yep, go over to calc. Not you. Okay, and it tells you, once again, you should have y equals ax plus b. It's just telling you that this is what it's giving you. Your A, we're going to round to the hundredths. So your A is going to be 63.86. And your B is 1142.48. Okay, so now, guys, it wants to know for 2015. So we're not going to put in 2015 because we didn't use those for our X's, did we? We're just going to put in 15. Does that make sense? Because we only use the last digits into our equation. So we're going to say the 63.86 times 15 plus 1142.48. All right, and it should give you a very definite answer. Okay, so that would be your equation, and then you would just plug in 15, so you'd say 63.86 times 15 plus this B, and it's going to tell you, well, my answer told me 21,000.38. So that means the answer is D.
Mine's the A and the B are different.
Baby, you did linear regression. It said median line. All right. You're just going to have to work with me. Just because it's your first time and they've had 2 days of this, and so don't feel bad at all. And you have a different calculator. You've got a lot stacked against you at the moment. All right. All right, so guys, I'm not going to have you graph anything. I'm not going to have you graph anything. I just want to on the practice problems, yes. Guys, all you're going to do, basically all you're going to do, every one of these problems has, for the most part, has an A and a B. A says, give me the equation. B says, graph it and tell me if it looks good, like it looks like it fits. You're not going to do B, all right, because we are having enough is she's doing A. We want to make sure we get A right because that's the most important part. Okay? You have to pay attention. Like number 1 says linear regression, number 3 says median. Okay? And they are a little bit different answers because I just checked just to make sure. Okay? So, you're going to do on page 263, that's not white. On page 263, you're going to do 1, 3. Remember, you're just getting the equation based on that. 1, 3, 6, and 7.
Can you go over the steps with linear regression?
Exact same thing, except when you go to calc, like stat calc, you hit linear regression instead of median.
Okay.
Guys, Anna just asked a good question. Remember, the steps for linear regression are the exact same as the median line, except you just hit linear regression instead of median line once you go to calc.
Then you just take
Yeah, you go to stat calc and then you take, it'll tell you y equals x plus b. It'll just give you different a and b. Like for instance, the linear regression line for that one, ours was 63.86 for the median. Theirs was 68.7. It's still close, but it's a little different. All right, guys, this is the last day we're doing this because it's just putting stuff in your calculator once you figure that out.